If you have an image that you have already drawn freehand, you can scan it or photograph it and make it a digital image that you can then bring into Illustrator to help guide you. To do this, go to File, Place, and select your image. It'll then be put into Illustrator for you. Mine has come in larger than my artboard, which is this black edged box on here. This indicates the edge of my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and scale it down so that it fits on my artboard. And then I can zoom back in. Now you'll notice over here I've clicked on the layers palette. I have my layer here where I've placed my drawing. I'm going to go ahead and lock that layer so that I can no longer move it around. If I click on layer 2 now, I can use my pen tool to quite simply trace over the lines that I have already drawn by hand and create my logo. Of course, now if I did not like what I had done in my drawing, I can quite simply move things around or adjust them as needed to make my logo better. Another option is to do live trace. To do this, I'm going to select my object and I'm going to go to Object, Live Trace, Tracing Options. Now if I look here, I have some different default options I can pick. I could tell it to ignore white, and I want to go ahead and click Preview to see what it's going to look like. You may want to play around with the options until you find what works for you. Here I've traced it using the Simple Trace option. I'm going to go ahead and click Trace. Okay. Now it's still together as one object. When I click Expand, you can see that it now has individual paths and shapes all the way around. If I go to Object and ungroup these, I then can click on individual ones. I can change the color as well as the outline. Depending on how many colors or points you tell it to do, you may end up with more details than you necessarily want. You may end up having edges like this where you would need to clean up. You can do this by using the pen tool and deleting anchor points to simplify your shape.